guys, I guess this is garden tour here at home number 2 for the 2021 season. I'm just doing this kind of haphazardly because I don't want to miss this flush of blooms from the Glad. It's just stunning. I already missed a few the other day. Both of these plants, the purple, the lilac one and the yellow one, I found at a dumping area where people throw their compost into the woods. Their loss, my gain. It's my rudbeckia. It's doing quite well. The carrots are going crazy. Absolutely crazy. And these, again, if you forget, were self-seeded. So they grew from seeds that I basically just let drop last year from second-year carrots that had grown flowers because they stayed over winter and they grew flowers, and I just kind of shook the seeds around just for fun. And this is what came up early spring. And now a lot of these are 12 inches tall, the greens are. These are just some random garlics that got forgotten about last year. Sunflower that the squirrels planted. The only luck I have with sunflowers is squirrel planted. This is my celery. That was from a celery I bought at the store last year, and I put the end in water and started it, and I had a massive celery plant last year and then brought it in over the winter and it just started again. A little bit of a Jerusalem artichoke that I don't know where to put yet. And then we have this massive monster. This thing is like chest high, and it's flowering very strange flowers. They're like clusters, bud clusters. This is a squash that self-seeded last summer, but it was shaded out by the tomatoes and a pumpkin, so it never did much. And I just left it and covered it with straw over the winter. It's about, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches tall. Stayed green all winter under that straw and just started growing this spring. It is honestly chest height, and I'm 5'3" maybe. It's crazy. This is one of my sage plants. It's in flower right now. So beautiful. And I just love sage. These are some tomatoes that I think I must have either eaten a tomato and saved the seeds. Well, I didn't even save, I just threw them in there. Or it's from an old tomato that survived over the winter, sort of, down in the basement. And then I just kind of threw it in there a couple months ago. It's my hibiscus. I brought them in over the winter. They look kind of rough, but they made it. Here's some more self-seeded carrots. And since there were enough in there that I didn't want to take them out, I had a couple of flower heads left from last year's carrots, and so I just dumped some in, I think last week, and that's what they've done already. So obviously I need to thin them out. The nasturtium is also self-seeded. I just love things that come back. And that sunflower is definitely from the squirrels. This is generally my morning glory bed. Morning glory and a few of, I don't remember what they're called. I think it's mallow, which I really like. And it's quite hardy. I pulled those seeds off a plant from, I don't know where. I don't even know where, and it's been in my garden ever since. Yeah, that's it. I think that's mallow. Isn't that neat that it's blooming already? Some carrots, of course. decided to seed themselves over here. And another sunflower. Oh, another couple of sunflowers. So this is usually a wall of morning glories by midsummer. This bed frame, bed headboard, was also something I found on the side of the road. So I figured it would make a great trellis, and it brought it home with me. My dahlias, I bought those from a local lady. Let's see, one is blooming. And some more sunflowers, courtesy of the squirrels, who then, I've pulled some out. They hide them, and then they start chewing on them. This is romaine that I planted last year, actually, the seeds. And I brought the bin inside for the winter. It was pretty much dormant, pretty dry, but the romaine started as soon as I brought this out. The bunnies have been at it, so I am covering it. Just got this net out. And that is chamomile, I think. So the asparagus crowns were planted along there. If they are alive, that's where they will grow. More carrots. My daisies. My daisies were also rescued. Here's the rescued rhubarb. It is also doing wonderfully. And then these, I don't know what they are. They have a little flower that is really pretty. The seeds are very similar to poppies. And as you can see, I let the seeds drop last year. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe. Because I have these coming up everywhere. So I'm going to let them get a bit bigger, and then I will start to take them out and put them in different places. I did give some away to Sean at North Shore Preparedness, and we'll give him more if he wants more. And then you can see more carrots, self-seeded, more tomatoes, also self-seeded from my tomato plants that were in here last year. Another mallow, and I don't know, some squash plants. 1, 2, 3 also came by themselves. Crazy. That's a big mint that also was not put there by me, so I'll have to figure that one out, because it can't stay there as much as I love mint. My little rhubarb, straw and cardboard. I'm trying to kill the grass here, because it's too hard to, since I put this bed in, it's too hard to cut there. Who needs grass anyway? You can't eat it. So I built the raised bed last year, filled it with a lot of leaf debris and horse manure compost. It's my rapini, my peppers, and my chard. The chard was bigger. But I think the frost we had a couple weeks ago did some damage, so I've been cutting these yucky leaves off. Here's all the stuff I have not planted. And there's my walnut and Rose of Sharon that I started last year. Yeah, I have so much left to do. There's my currant. I have to put that in still too. I have a lot to do. I don't know where to put everything, that's the problem. These two little boys, they were in the garbage on the side of the road last year. I saved their lives too. That bird bath was a roadside find. That bird bath, the base is in the back, but that was a roadside find. Both of those things, the stool and the planter, were from the side of the road last week. This little mushroomy thing, you can put a tea light in it. That was also someone's garbage. Here's my chamomile. And that survived the winter. Obviously it was very small, but I mulched it and it came back. And right under that lilac there, where that depression is where my little garden bunnies like to sleep. Sometimes mommy, sometimes the baby. Or they're up there under that astilbe. A lot of the stuff in this garden was also found on the side of the road. Even that lilac was taken from somebody's garden. They were moving, and I asked if I could have it, and they said yes. This beautiful iron garden art was created by my mom's neighbor and gifted me. I love it. So there you have it. I have one more thing. We have to go over to the messy area where I keep all my junk. There's more of those things growing in my garden, those crazy plants. And this is Herman. My neighbor gave me Herman. It's not good that it's a Herman, because it will interfere with his Hermione. So we may have to kill Herman. We don't know yet. But since I like growing things, he gave me Herman. I made the mistake of putting Herman in the backyard, thinking he would be safer. And the dogs attacked him. He was bent over, and his leaves were eaten off. Bad dogs. So now Herman's out front again. But as you can see, Herman's hard to kill. That cage was also something I found on the side of the road. So, and one last thing in the deep dark corner is my Jerusalem artichokes. I don't know where to put them yet. So, they sit in a pot with some soil and mulch. Anyway, back past all the junk. And we will end with these beauties.